While 2024 is a good year for the car market in general, the same thing cannot be said for specific car models. Oh yes, there are bad vehicles this year, and that shouldn't surprise you at all. I mean, we can't always have what we want. Besides, it's not like you're going to buy these awful vehicles, right? Right? Hello everyone, this is Ted from CarlandTV. It's time to get in the front seat, as today, I am about to reveal to you the worst cars, trucks, and SUVs of 2024. Obviously, buying them could turn out to be a bad investment on your part, so if I were you, I would steer the hell away from them. Before I start, I would really appreciate it if you would push those buttons below, the subscribe button, the notification bell, all of them. This is not necessary, but those little clicks help a brother out. Plus, it pushes me to give you more valuable car-related content on your screen. Now buckle up and let's get back to the video. Rivian R1T. The Rivian R1T is a curious truck that should have been great but isn't. Of course, there are strong points about this vehicle, but they are typically overshadowed by the mess that is attributed to it. Consumer Reports, for example, has noted that the reliability of the R1T is average to below average compared to its competitors. It has recurring mechanical and quality issues, such as the truck's air conditioning system, which has required multiple repairs for some owners shortly after delivery. Additionally, it's not a new thing that the R1T has problems with its electrical systems, which of course include intermittent software glitches, which more often than not require more than a single reset, which is darn annoying. Though these issues aren't as severe as the problems of the next cars that you are about to see here, they still drag Rivian to the ground. You see, these issues raise concerns about long-term reliability, given that the Rivian R1T is a relatively new vehicle manufacturer. It has a tough job of proving itself, and if the best case of the electric vehicle maker is the R1T, then it's quite clear that we have a problem here. Moreover, I also need to raise this point. As it stands now, servicing R1T and other Rivian vehicles can be tough. The brand's repair network is still in its infancy, so it's not a surprise that owners reported long wait times for replacement parts and repairs, particularly in regions without nearby Rivian service centers. Jeep Grand Cherokee. The Grand Cherokee is another vehicle that received a lot of thumbs down in recent years, and it would be a blunder on your part if you are still going to pour money into this car. To be fair, some people did mention that there's nothing wrong with their Grand Cherokee, and I can't dispute that. But what I am trying to say is that we can't also ignore the issues constantly being thrown into this SUV. Of course, the issues are so trivial that you can just simply ignore them. It goes beyond the body paint or design details. Instead, the Grand Cherokee is riddled with reliability and has build quality issues that have ruined its overall reputation. A major concern is the drivetrain, particularly with recurring complaints about the four-wheel drive system and transmission performance. It's not one or two people, but a significant number of its owners have reported that these components are prone to failure or require frequent repairs, even under regular use. For an SUV meant to tackle the off-roads and sustain consistent usage, those problems are the last things that you would expect from this rather popular Jeep vehicle. Again, I want to emphasize that the Cherokee is actually struggling with its overall build quality. I've heard and read about issues such as poorly fitted interior panels, premature wear of materials, and rattling noises. These may not affect the driving demeanor of the SUV, but boy, who in their right mind would tolerate these pesky problems anyway? Volkswagen Taos. Of course, the Taos being a part of this list can turn this video into a mixed bag of comments. But hey, it is what it is. And come on, it's not just me who has said that the Taos suffer from problems. Even if you go to reputable sites like Consumer Reports or Edmunds, you will see a lot of owners complaining about a problem or two about Taos. Similar to the other vehicles I listed here, the errors in Taos aren't simple. They are more or less related to the overall reliability of the car. Case in point is the transmission and engine of this car. A number of owners reported frequent turbocharger failures in the subcompact's 1.5-liter turbocharged engine, some of which have led to complete power loss and expensive repairs. When it comes to its transmission, things aren't so great as well. In particular, the 8-speed automatic found in front-wheel drive models is commonly flagged for its rough shifting and overly delayed gear engagement. These things do not only compromise the driving experience, but also increase the likelihood of expensive out-of-warranty repairs. It's also worth noting that Taos has a streak of electronic and software-related complaints. From the frequent glitches on its infotainment system, down to the functionality of its driver assist features like lane keeping assist and adaptive cruise control, these issues inevitably wrecked whatever reputation the Taos built over the years. I can't stop you from buying the Taos if you wish to, but I can tell you that there are better options than Taos, and a lot of them don't suffer from the issues that I mentioned. Nissan Frontier. While it's true that some Nissan vehicles have prospered this year, there are some that have become a complete letdown. I wouldn't say they were a flop, but they're almost close to that. A good example, or a bad example, would be the Nissan Frontier. This thing has been bombarded by criticism from several car critics because of its shortcomings. First, I gotta mention its 9-speed automatic transmission. I experienced it firsthand, so I'm inclined to agree that this particular transmission is clunky and unresponsive. As far as my assessment goes, the said transmission exhibits hesitation during gear changes, especially when downshifting. This behavior on the said part had caused the Frontier to accelerate like a snail. This is a big problem, especially if you are going to drive the car on crowded roads, such as in cities, where frequent stopping and starting is common. It's a truck, so it ought to have that kind of eager road engagement. Plus, there are also issues with the coolant system, which often cause leaks and complete failure of the transmission. I don't really know what happened during its production, but the Frontier has it really bad in this particular aspect. But the transmission is just one part of the Nissan Frontier quandary. The tech of the said truck is also ridiculously awful, with its advanced safety systems having trouble doing their job. For example, the erroneous forward collision alerts and malfunctions in intelligent cruise control when driving on uneven terrain or slight inclines are a cause of concern. These problems, along with a limited range of comfort features compared to competitors, make the Frontier feel outdated and less reliable for its price. Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid. I mean, I don't hate Chrysler, but man, the Pacifica Hybrid isn't just something that you should take, even if you are desperate. It has been constantly rated as a bad car, and for this year things haven't changed at all. Well, among the issues that regularly plague this car is the reliability of its hybrid powertrain, as well as its electrical systems. In particular, there have been recurring complaints about the Pacifica Hybrid's plug-in hybrid battery and charging system failures, which can lead to expensive repairs and extended downtime. If you are a driver with a working brain, I am sure you don't want to get a hybrid car that suffers from those problems. Who the heck would want to invest in something that is an absolute clunker? Aside from serious issues, the electronics of the Pacifica Hybrid are also migraine triggers. The infotainment typically malfunctions, while the sensors that are critical to hybrid operation are also plagued with problems. Surely you can address these issues through maintenance or repairs, but have you imagined how much these things would cost? Repairing complex problems of a hybrid car isn't cheap, so that alone is a factor that should deter you from buying the Pacifica Hybrid. Additionally, the Pacifica Hybrid suffers from subpar durability in some of its core components, such as its transmission, which reduces confidence in its long-term performance. To say that the Pacifica Hybrid is dissatisfying is severely an understatement. And that completes this list. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons. I know it's a chore, but it helps the channel a lot. Until next time, drive safely.